Hello, my name is Joanne Hull and I'm an animal communicator here in the UK. I'm speaking with you today because I want to give you some practical advice if your pet is missing. I do understand how difficult this may be, or you may just be listening for a friend or just out of interest. Either way, I hope I can help bring some comfort and some practical tips on how to reunite your pet. Now, I've had many successes with the way I use visualization. It's not some new age strange thing, it's actually something that works. You've often heard of law of attraction. Well, we can use within animal communication a type of law of attraction visualization that helps pull the energy of the pet, wherever they may be, back to you. If your pet is missing, you have nothing to lose, and I urge you to give this a go. Now, obviously, if your pet is missing, you need to contact the rescue centres locally and out with the area, because many animals are taken innocently out with the area. If someone may be passing through in the car, they pick them up to keep them safe and they take them to their nearest rescue centre near their home. In fact, this happened to us as a family. One of our dogs many years ago ended up within 2 hours, I think it was around 70 to 80 miles away. And all that had happened is a kind lady had picked the dog up after she escaped from the garden and drove the dog to her hometown, which was miles away, out with our area, and took her to a local station and then to the rescue centre. Now, when we tracked the dog down, we were delighted we found her, but we couldn't believe how quickly she'd ended up into another area. So when you are looking for your pets, please make sure you go out with the area as well. Now, it also makes such a difference if you can get onto the missing pets, rescue centres, police stations, social media, etc. as early as possible. And with a bit of luck, and hopefully your animal will also be microchipped, so if they are found, they can be reunited with you swiftly. Now, just on that point of social media, we are very lucky in today's society to actually have this available. Years ago we didn't, and we were very limited on how to find these animals, and this is where visualization has worked over many years and worked really well. But today we have social media available at our fingertips, and so I urge you to put lots of information out there about your missing pet, post photos, get people to share and circulate around your area and out with the area. And also, if it's a dog, if you're in the UK, you may be in the UK, contact dogloss.co.uk. They do a fantastic job, and there's many people on there that will also help share and post information about your missing pet. Now, I want to go to what I actually do. So after we've done all the usual things of the rescue centres, notifying police, social media, etc., we can use what's called visualization to help pull the energy of the animal back to you. It does sound a bit wishy-washy, I understand that, and you may be thinking this can't possibly work, but I promise you it does work in a lot of the cases, so it's well worth having a go. What it does is when we lose our animals, when they're missing, we get into a negative cycle in our hearts, in our minds, and we start thinking the worst. We almost think that, maybe they've got run over, maybe they're in danger, they might be kidnapped or pet-napped, whatever you want to call it. They are in awful situations when in fact the majority of the animals are safe, even though they're on the run. Cats especially know how to adapt, know how to hunt, and they can survive quite happily out in the wilderness. Most dogs can cope as well. You'd be surprised at the amount of dogs that you would think, even with medical issues, that you would think just would not make it, and yet they do cope. I mean, obviously there is more danger for the dogs than there is the cats, but using the visualization techniques will help get rid of that negative talking in your mind and turn it into a positive where we can use law of attraction to really pull the energy of that pet back to you. Now, this can come in various forms. When we start doing this visualization technique, the animal can be found swiftly and they are then given back to you. Somebody may find them and check the microchip and then reunite them, or they can literally, as we've had so many times, just literally walk back through the door. Now, it does sound magical and it does sound mad, but I urge you to give this a go because there's so many pets that have been reunited using these techniques. And you might say to me, well, Joanne, I can't do it because I can't visualise. I've never been able to visualise. Well, I'm going to give you a little exercise now. If you don't mind, just try this and see for yourself, because everybody can visualise. And I've taught thousands of people around the world how to communicate with their animals on a deeper level. And I would say half my class, when I do the workshops, will say they can't visualise. And within 5 seconds, they realise they can. So for me just now, I know you're upset because I know you're missing your pet and I know that you need to get on with this, but it's very important you listen carefully. Imagine you have a ball and it's at the base of your feet. It's just between your feet. So if you're sitting on the sofa or in a chair, you've got a ball, you're thinking about having a ball between your feet. And I want you to think about what colour it might be. So it's using your imagination, that's all you're doing. So I'm saying you've got a ball in between your feet where you're sitting. Now, what colour is that ball? And also what texture? So just think, the first thing that comes into your mind when you think about if you had a ball there in between your feet, what colour it would be. And also, if you could choose what texture it was and you can see this texture, what texture would it be? Now, it might be that you come back and say, well, I think it's a red ball, or it's got knobbles on it, or it's made of rubber. It might even be really like tactile and it might be made out of faux leather, or it might be knobbly, or it could be anything. But whatever you thought about when you were visualising that ball at your feet, that's visualisation. It's so simple. And there you have it. Everybody can visualise. You thought of a colour and you thought of a texture. You may even have gone even further and seen what size it was, and you might be able to describe it really clearly. It's not there, we know it's not there, but that's the use of visualization. It's easy to do. So let me explain how we use visualization to draw our pet's energy back to us, back home. Now, this morning I did have a client who had moved house. Their pet's gone missing, but they'd moved house. You can still use this no matter where you've gone. If you've moved away from the area or you've moved house, you can still use this visualization, because what it will do, it draws your animal's energy back to you. Now, in that case, if it works on that animal, what would happen is somebody would find the animal and most likely scan for a microchip, and then that's how they're reunited. It doesn't really matter how it works apart from it works. So what I want you to do is start to visualize your animal. Think in your mind's eye, what does my animal look like? And see the animal's face. So you might see their little whiskers, you might notice their eyes, you might remember their face. I would say everybody doing this right now will be able to look in their mind's eye and visualize their pet's face, because they are connected through what we call love. So you're looking at your animal. It might make you feel emotional. That's fine. I totally understand that. Now visualize that animal reuniting with you, walking through the door. They walk through the door. How do you feel? What happens? Are you happy? Obviously you would be. You'd be ecstatic to see yourself getting really, really happy. See yourself being overwhelmed with joy because your animal's returned. Give them a cuddle. Imagine in your mind's eye, you can close your eyes for this and just imagine the whole scenario of what would happen if they came through the door right now. Or somebody phoned you and said, I've got your animal, here he is or here she is. How would you feel? And really get those feelings going. The trick is to do this over and over again, and what will happen is you will turn that negative into a positive, and that energy is sent out to the universe and it draws your animal back in. So visualize all the time while your animal is missing. Visualize daily. Make sure you feel that emotion of you being reunited. Obviously, you're still going to be doing your usual searching, contacting your rescues, social media, police, etc. This is an addition. This gets a positivity out there in the universe and draws that energy back. That's all I need to say to you. That's it. It's as simple as that. That is visualization and drawing the energy back using law of attraction to find your pets. If you have success with this, and I know many of you will, please drop me an email again, joannesanimals@aol.com, and let me know. I'd love to hear your success stories. I've got many. I think it's fantastic, and I love hearing how things have worked out for you. If I can help one person through this little speech, then I hope it will help you. The love for our animals is underestimated. They are part of our family, and we need them close and we need them safe. So I wish you all the best of luck, and please let me know when your animal returns. Take care, and thank you for listening.